Thank you for watching until the end. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe to Mindset USA, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. It was raining hard that evening. I stood in line at a small grocery store, holding a basket with bread, milk, and a few eggs. When the cashier scanned the last item, she looked up and said, "Your total is $23.47. I checked my wallet again and again. I only had 42 cents. My face turned red as the people behind me began to sigh impatiently. I quietly apologized and reached for the basket, ready to put everything back. Just then, a calm voice behind me said, "Leave it, I'll take care of it." I turned around and saw an elderly man in a warm blue jacket. He smiled warmly, placed his card on the counter, and paid the entire bill without asking my name or expecting anything in return. I thanked him over and over, but he gently raised his hand. "Don't thank me," he said. "Just make me one promise." I nodded without thinking. He looked into my eyes and said, "When life becomes kind to you, don't pay me back. Help someone you've never met. That's how kindness survives." Then he picked up his bag and quietly walked into the rain. I never even learned his name, but I never forgot his face or his words. That night, I went home with more than groceries. I carried a promise in my heart. Life didn't change overnight. I worked 2 jobs, skipped meals, and faced countless failures. Whenever I wanted to give up, I remembered the old man who believed in a stranger. 5 years passed. Against all odds, I built a small business from my tiny apartment. It wasn't easy, but every setback made me stronger. One morning, as I looked at my first real office, I smiled. I had finally escaped poverty. Yet deep inside, one promise still echoed in my mind. I knew the day had come to repay that kindness, not to the old man, but to someone who needed it most. My heart started pounding. I looked at him again, this time more carefully. The gentle eyes, the calm voice, the same blue jacket, now faded with age. It couldn't be, or could it? Then he smiled at the receptionist, even through his pain. In that moment, I knew exactly who he was. The man who had once saved me, without expecting anything in return. My heart started pounding. I looked at him again, this time more carefully. The gentle eyes, the calm voice, the same blue jacket, now faded with age. I walked closer and heard the doctor say, "Without the payment, we can't begin the surgery." The old man lowered his head in silence. He pulled a worn leather wallet from his pocket. Inside were a few dollar bills and an old faded photograph. As he held the picture in his trembling hands, something about his face suddenly felt familiar. My heart started pounding. I looked at him again, this time more carefully. The gentle eyes, the calm voice, the same blue jacket, now faded with age. It couldn't be, or could it? Then he smiled at the receptionist, even through his pain. In that moment, I knew exactly who he was. The man who had once saved me without expecting anything in return. I froze for a moment, overwhelmed by memories. He didn't recognize me, and I didn't tell him who I was. Instead, I quietly walked to the billing desk. "How much is the surgery?" I asked. The receptionist looked surprised and whispered the amount. Without saying another word, I took out my card and said, "Charge the full balance to me." The receptionist stared at me in disbelief. "Are you sure?" she asked. I smiled and nodded. "Yes, but please don't tell him who paid." A few minutes later, the old man was informed that his surgery had been approved. Tears filled his eyes. He looked around, searching for the stranger who had given him hope, but I had already walked away. The next morning, I couldn't stop thinking about him. Before leaving the hospital, I asked the nurse to give him a small envelope after the surgery. Inside was a single note. It read, "Years ago, you helped a stranger without expecting anything in return. Today, that kindness came back to you." 2 days later, I returned to the hospital. The nurse smiled and said, "He cried after reading your note. He kept asking who you were." I simply smiled. Some questions don't need answers. Some acts of kindness are more beautiful when they remain anonymous. As I walked toward the exit, I heard someone calling, "Young man, wait!" I turned around. The old man was standing there with tears in his eyes. He still didn't recognize me, but he held out his hand and said, "Thank you for giving me another chance to live." I shook his hand and smiled. "Take care of yourself," I said. Before he could ask another question, I quietly walked away. This time, I wasn't leaving with groceries. I was leaving with peace in my heart. That day, I finally understood something priceless. Kindness is never an expense. It's an investment that always finds its way back. You may forget the money you give, but someone will remember the hope you gave for the rest of their life. If you enjoy emotional stories, powerful life lessons, and unforgettable mysteries, make sure to subscribe to Mindset USA and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Your support helps us bring you more inspiring content every week. Now, let's continue the story. If you enjoy emotional stories, powerful life lessons, and unforgettable mysteries, make sure to subscribe to Mindset USA and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Your support helps us bring you more inspire.